Hello and welcome to the Pork and Knuckles Show, where you can have two ugly monsters talking about movies with way more than two ugly monsters. Seriously, it's time for the Ghoulies, and by God, do they suck!
Ghoulies was great, what are you talking about? Ghoulies 4 was terrible. Ghoulies 3 was terrible. 1 and 2 were brilliant.
You like Ghoulies?
I loved it. Absolutely. Ghoulies was so good. It's such a terrible attempt to magic.
Yes.
You're just like, this is actually entertaining because it's so bad. It was brilliant. I really liked it.
What you need to know as a background is that the first Ghoulies was produced by the Band family. They were Empire Pictures. They then went on to become Full Moon Entertainment, made the Puppet Master films and everything else. And what they loved to do was sell movies internationally when they only have a poster. No script, no movie, nothing. And they had this idea of a monster coming through the toilet, and this was what got the movie sold. But the problem was, the movie in this case was already shot without this scene. So the entire monster coming out of the toilet scene was later edited into the movie and reshot, and was the main cause of concerns when parents complained to them that their kids are now afraid to go to the toilet because they're going to be eaten by a green ass monster.
Great. Third one was an attempt. Like, what was that big blubber thing that the professor gone? That was... What was that? I don't quite understand this. Basically, the third one was a professor going mental with the Ghoulies and then some college kids. That was it. Fourth one... Why was there even a fourth one? What was the point of that? There were just two random Ghoulies who were good. They weren't even evil. Why?
I have two words for you. Jim Wynorski, an amazing director. Everyone who loves trash movies will know Jim Wynorski. And I think... But we need to go... chronologically. We have Ghoulies 1, which I think was rather boring, I have to say. I expected way more entertainment value out of a Band production, but then along came Ghoulies 2.
Ghoulies 2 was amazing.
I loved Ghoulies 2.
So good.
It was so much better than the first one because it took the entire concept of these inanimate, cheap Gremlins rip-off puppets and just gave them so much more fun material to work with.
And it was a great storyline. It was such a good storyline. But I kind of felt... So, remember the guy who fell in the acid and then rises up as a ghoulie? He kind of reminded me of Voldemort. And I was just like, maybe that's where Voldemort's face came into... inspiration. And then in the end, when the demon blows up, it's just like, I kind of felt sorry for him because, you know, it's the guy and he wasn't a bad guy, he was just mistimed and then swam in some acid thing.
Maybe for vacation. No, I loved the carnival setting because it made so much sense to put the Ghoulies there. And I have to add one thing: if you're interested in buying Ghoulies 1, don't get the American or the British version because they're only the censored PG-13 version that was made for the American market. This one here, the Austrian Blu-ray, has the R-rated scenes spliced back into the movie, so the more violent scenes from the pulling things, they are much longer in this version, and you might even notice one scene, the toilet scene, because this film, as the first Ghoulies film, has actually someone being killed on a toilet, but this toilet kill was basically nullified in the American version, which is why you can see the screen format changing from widescreen to full screen for a few seconds. This was edited back in from, I think, a Dutch VHS copy of the film. So this is the proper R-rated cut of the film. But let me just say a few words about Ghoulies 3. This is one of the most vile, despicable desecrations of a franchise, even as bad as Ghoulies, that I have ever seen. This was a pain to
Fourth one
sit
was
through.
worse, I think.
No,
Fourth one was worse.
Seriously, the first time,
Fourth one was
the
terrible.
first time the Ghoulies started talking in the third one, I spit out my drink and was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Oh my god.
That was so, and the dialogue was so terrible. The slapstick humor was so god-awfully bland.
Very, very dry.
This was terrible.
Very dry, and I think on that note,
no joke worked. But
no
with
more
the,
dryness.
With the
Come on.
With the fourth, I wanted to say, making these masks as terrible as they are in Troll 2, putting tiny little actors in them, and just making them do random things for 80 minutes. Even, didn't this film actually reuse footage from the first? The kind of scene in the basement. They
when he was younger.
Reused this, and it's the only proper sequel, actually, to the first one. The other two in the middle basically don't connect, so the fourth one is the only true sequel to the first one, and it's really garbage, but it is terrible. The Jim Wynorski kind of entertaining garbage. This is just garbage.
I don't recommend. I think Ghoulies 2, 1, 4, and then 3.
Yes,
and on
that is my order.
On that note, thank you very much for watching. See you next week.
Take care! Oh wow, did I get to say it this time?